All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'll be your yoga instructor here today. So, welcome to the Wild Blue Yonder Media YouTube page. This is the Crown Chakra Hatha class. It's the fourth in this little mini series all about the crown chakra, and it's the last class in the full body awakening series. So, if you've been with me from the beginning, well done. You are at the final class. I'm so thrilled to have you here. And if you're just jumping into this practice, that's great too. Make sure to head back to my channel and check out all of the other chakra practices in this series. So, as we get into this practice today, we're going to be tuning into the crown chakra, working on those postures that kind of really help us bring all of these chakras, that whole system together, especially feeling into the crown chakra space. So, as we move through the practice, keep in mind your boundaries. Notice where you're ready to extend into postures, where do you need to modify and come down to the mat, or perhaps just stay in your center posture. Also, keep in mind I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off the mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed, they can be straight out in front of you. You can be on a prop, like a block. That's what I'm sitting on, a bolster or another prop. We're going to wiggle back and forth to root into the sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale, draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. Inhale, draw the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Bring your hands into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. Gently closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or simply find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. In the yogic tradition, there are 7 chakras known as the organizing centers for reception, assimilation, and transmission of life energies. The crown chakra is related to the 5th of the 5 layers of the self, known as the Anandamaya Kosha, a Sanskrit term that means bliss body. This layer of the self is always perceptible, though many of us are out of touch with it. It's the place where consciousness and energy meet, a space of abiding stillness and perfect contentment without cause or reason. Our crown chakra is where we experience deep gratitude and a oneness with everything. Entering this space allows us to leave behind the limitations of the ego and experience enlightenment. It's at this point in the chakra system that we experience emptiness, not from a sense of lack, but from a sense of letting go. We recognize there's a part of ourselves that is formless, pure awareness. Here, we're able to maintain single pointed attention with ease, noticing without getting caught up in the many distractions that are part of living a human life. As you move through practice today, I invite you to be fully present with any experience of bliss. Notice, where do you feel joy or bliss in your body? And if it's not readily present, perhaps bring to mind a thought or a memory that will evoke a sense of bliss in your body. So settling in, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhaling the breath back out. Taking another deep inhale, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And slowly exhaling the breath back out. Taking another deep inhale as you feel the belly expanding outward like a big balloon. And then exhale as you draw that belly button in toward the spine. Inhale as you feel the collarbones gently expand and the torso lift here. And then exhale, feel your shoulders release down and away from the ears. Inhaling air in your nose, down your throat, filling your lungs. And then exhale as you squeeze that air out of the lungs, move it up the throat and out your nose. Continue breathing in this way, inhaling and exhaling with intention. Really noticing the movements of the breath here. Tuning into that crown chakra space, that space right at the very top of your head, feeling expansive, opening, welcoming, and empty. Now, if your mind gets distracted by thoughts, noises, physical sensations, just note that that has happened. It's okay. And then turn back to the breath, back to the inhales and the exhales. If it feels right for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused on the breath here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, empty. Inhale, I am. Exhale, empty. Remain here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. Take another deep inhale here as you set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale here as you feel that intention with your heart and your mind. And then exhale that breath out, set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. Let's go ahead and remove that prop if you're seated on one and come onto all fours here on your mat. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, tops of the feet are on the floor. Let's inhale, sink the belly, lift the head and the hips coming into cow. And then exhale, press the mat away, feel the shoulder blades separate coming into cat. Inhale into cow, press the belly down, look up toward the sky, really reach through the crown of the head, lengthen through the neck. Exhale into cat, press the mat away, reach that crown of the head, point it down toward the floor while you tuck that chin under. Inhale into a nice deep cow, feel that deep arch in the spine here. And then exhale into a nice high cat, feel that chest compress down on itself. Lovely. On the next inhale, come back into neutral and go ahead and lower yourself down onto your belly here. We're going to bring those elbows beneath the shoulders to start. Press into the mat, lift the gaze and chest coming into Sphinx. So fingers are spread wide, gaze is forward, heart center is open and proud. Really reach the crown of the head toward the sky, lengthen through the side of your neck, shrug those shoulders down. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, let's come back down to the mat. Now, you can either return to Sphinx or draw those hands so they're now underneath the shoulders. On the next inhale, press into your hands, lift your torso, come into Cobra. So your hips, your tops of your legs are still on the mat. Your elbows are slightly bent and tucked into the sides. Gaze is forward and proud. Shoulders are shrugged down. Now we're feeling an even deeper stretch through the back here, especially that low back. Now, if you'd like, you're welcome to stay here. Otherwise, start to tip that head back here. You can remain here or take it into full king cobra by bending at the knees and drawing those toes toward the crown of the head here. Good. Continue to press into the hands, lift through the torso, no matter how close the head and the feet get. Breathing. Deep inhale. Exhale, drop the legs down. Go ahead, lower back down to the mat. Great. Whether you're in Sphinx or in Cobra, hands beneath the shoulders. Inhale, press right back into a child's pose here. Long spine. Reach those arms out. Little counter posture for our low back. Really great job here. This is getting into the full spine with the cobra or king cobra posture. And now we're doing the counter posture just to make sure we're taking care of all those movements within the spine here. So take a couple deep breaths. Feel the torso expand against the thighs. Let that breath go when you're ready. Another deep inhale. Another deep exhale. Great. On the next inhale, go ahead, come up onto the hands and the knees here. We're going to tuck the back toes on the inhale, and then on the exhale, lift the hips, come into a down dog. Now, this may be the first down dog of the day or week, so go ahead and find a little movement here. Walk that dog, bend one knee and then the other. Open up the backs of your legs. Let's take a nice deep inhale here, and then a nice deep exhale. Another deep inhale. And then exhale, come into stillness, shrug the shoulders down onto the back, press into the mat, move the chest toward the thighs. Yeah. Take a nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Inhale, look up between the hands, baby step those feet up to the top of the mat. And then we're going to turn sideways on the mat here. So your feet are on the mat and you're now in a wide-legged stance, inhaling up. Great. So we're going to get ready for a wide-legged forward fold that we're going to transition into a headstand. Headstand is a great way to stimulate that crown chakra space here. Okay. Couple things to note to really find your crown. Take your hand and place the palm on your forehead and then bring your fingers down to rest. Where your middle finger comes to touch the very end of it, that is the crown chakra space. So we don't want to be too far forward when we're doing this headstand. Now, a couple options. You do not have to do a headstand. You can simply rest your head down on the mat and really feel into that pressure there. That is great too. These are options, not requirements. If you'd like some extra support, you're welcome to find a wall and use that for support as well. Okay. So coming into our wide-legged stance, comfortable to start here. We'll inhale, sweep those arms widen up, and then exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold. Tuck the chin, look back between the legs, and feel the crown of the head reach down toward the mat here, so you're nice and open. Really great work. Hands can come to the mat, they can reach down to the legs, hold on to the feet, whatever feels good for you. Think about rotating those hips back and up so you're getting that nice pull through the back of the legs here. Good. Now, take a nice deep inhale here and then exhale, sink forward. You may need to open up your stance on your legs and plant that crown of the head on the mat. So maybe you hang out right here with that weight on the head, but your feet are still firmly planted on the floor. Otherwise, if you'd like to try this handstand, bring the hands so they're back behind you, or in front of your face, I should say. They should be about shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread wide, and your elbows should look like they're at about 90-degree angles right now. Great. You're then going to start to bring your feet onto the balls and allow that weight to shift onto the top of the head. Make sure that your chin is slightly tucked so you have a nice long neck here. Good. When you feel ready, start to shift your weight completely into your hands and into your head. And then start to bring your feet and legs up to touch. Good. Wherever you are, finding that unmoving point, soften the gaze, breathing here. Core is engaged, coming out of it whenever you're ready, but very slowly coming up, taking a nice deep inhale when you do. If you're still in the handstand, holding here, nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Another deep inhale. Another deep exhale. And if you'd like, coming out of it the way you came in, coming into that wide-legged stance, lowering those soles of the feet to the floor. Good. And then inhale, very gently lift the head up here. Come back into that wide-legged stance. Press those hands into the mat. Take another deep breath here so you're not getting a head rush as you come up. Good. One more deep inhale. Exhale, bend those knees nice and deep. And then on the following inhale, spread those arms wide and up. And then exhale, bring them into heart center. Great work here, no matter where you got to. That is a great attempt at a headstand or just working into that crown chakra space. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to work into toppling tree pose. So this is kind of an interesting posture. It's also, some people call it airplane or like tipping airplane. It just depends on kind of what you learned first. So I'm going to turn to the side or to the angle so you can see me a little bit better. And we're going to start by grounding into our right foot. And we'll extend our left foot straight out behind us. Good. We're going to take our hands and interlace them behind us and then reach those knuckles down toward the floor so we're squeezing the shoulder blades together. Now tuck the chin slightly, lengthen through the neck, reach through the crown of the head. So maybe this is where you stay today. Great option. On the next inhale, if you'd like, start to hinge forward here as if you're taking a warrior three, but reaching forward as far as you're able, kind of coming into this toppling tree posture here. Maybe you stay here, maybe you lift those arms up off the back as far as you're able. Find an unmoving point, soften the gaze, and again, reach through the crown of the head, long through the spine to your one long energetic line from the top of the head to the tips of your lifted toes. Good. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead and hinge back up, releasing here with control. Nice work. Let's go ahead and shake out that right leg as feels good for you. Maybe roll that leg in one direction and then in the other, or that ankle, I mean. Great. And then come on to that opposite side. Again, I'm going to hinge so we can continue to see one another. So left foot is forward here, and then that right leg is extended back, toes are on the mat. We're going to take our hands, we're going to interlace them behind us, and then reach those knuckles toward the floor. Tuck the chin slightly so you're really long through the spine, through the neck. Now, again, you're welcome to stay right here. Great option. Practice your balance here. It still takes balance and strength to be here. Otherwise, on the next exhale, go ahead and hinge at the hip, start to lift that back leg up, tipping the head down as far as you're able, coming into your toppling tree. You can remain here. You can lift those arms up off the glutes if you'd like, off the back. Find that unmoving point, soften the gaze here, breathing. Again, whoop, and if you step out of it, that's okay. Just find your way back into it with control. And again, chin is slightly tucked. You're long through the spine here. Woo, it's hard on this side. You're long through the spine here. One long line of energy from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. Nice deep exhale. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Inhale, let's go ahead and come back into center. That was a hard side for me. I don't know about it for you. Let's go ahead and shake out that left leg as feels good. Maybe roll that ankle in one direction and then in the other. Great work. Lovely. Let's go ahead and come back to the top of our mat when we're ready. On the next inhale, arms sweep wide and up. And then exhale into a swan dive, into a forward fold. Inhale, we come right into a halfway lift. Nice flat back, shoulders shrug down. And then exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, step into a down dog, hips go high. So again, shoulders are shrugged down, press the chest toward the thighs here. Chin is tucked, you're looking back toward your toes, so your ears are bracketed by your biceps here. Heels are reaching toward the floor, they do not have to touch. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead, drop those knees, untuck the toes, make your way into a seated posture here. And we're going to work on our lotus position here. So lotus is one of those postures that is considered part of the crown chakra because it's the one that helps align our spine and make it easy for meditation. You do not have to meditate in lotus posture. It's not a requirement. It is a traditional posture for it, but no requirements here. So we're going to practice with that today. And if you've been with me for the other classes, I invite you to switch the legs around. So instead of for me, I favor my right leg to be the inner one. Instead, see if you can switch and just notice what that feels like. Keep in mind that if lotus is inaccessible for you today, you can simply sit crisscross applesauce and focus on rooting through the spine, lengthening through the spine, and then reaching through the crown of the head here. Okay? Now, for lotus, we're going to step into it. So choosing one foot today, I'm taking my kind of odd man out foot, the one I'm not usually favoring, which is my left foot. And then I'm going to bring the outside, the blade side of that foot into my right hip crease, okay? So notice how I kind of naturally adjust my right foot. So now it's supporting the left leg. I've got this left foot in the hip crease, that sole of the foot is facing up here. Now, you are welcome to stay right here in half lotus. Immediately start to notice how it makes it a little bit easier to sit on the floor, to sit up nice and tall, shoulders shrugged down, and to reach through the crown of the head. If you'd like to stay here, you're welcome to close those eyes and maybe take a few moments to tune into the breath. If you'd like to extend into that full lotus to give it a try here today, what we're going to do is bring that right foot out, lower that left knee down, or opposite if you're on the other side, and then take that right foot and bring it up and over, tucking it into or as close as you can get into that left hip crease. So now we're in our full lotus posture here. Now, you may notice, ooh, this is really intense on my ankles. Please feel free to come out of it as soon as you need. We don't want you to be in any kind of pain here today. So notice if you're in full lotus, how much easier it is to sit up nice and tall. There's a reason why this is a meditation posture in the traditional practices, right? So we're nice and long through the spine. Take a couple breaths here, really feeling that movement of energy and breath move up and down that center line in the body. You're welcome to close the eyes if you'd like. Great work. When you're ready, go ahead. If you're in full lotus, release that top leg and then that bottom leg. Maybe bring those feet out in front of you, knees are little mountain, soles of the feet onto the floor. Lean back onto your hands and windshield wipe those knees back and forth here. Getting a little bit of release in the glutes, the hips, the low back here. That was intense. You can always come into stillness and roll the ankles in one direction, then the other, just to get a little bit of blood flow back into those as well. Great work. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and come down onto our backs here. Go ahead and tuck the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, give yourself a hug, a little squeeze, maybe rock from side to side if you'd like for a little roly-poly action, but it's an option. It's never a requirement here. Great. And then let's go ahead and come into stillness. Drop those soles of the feet down to the floor and allow your knees to fall open wide for reclined bound angle. Now, a couple options. If you have props, pillows, blocks, bolsters, you're welcome to put those underneath the knees to support that opening. If you're not quite ready to fold all the way open, if that's too intense, feel free to use those blocks on any one of their three heights to make it just a little bit easier on your body here. Okay. Find a good position for the arms and the hands. Maybe it's hands on the hips to really help you stay rooted and grounded. Maybe it's a hand on the belly, a hand on the chest to help you tune into the breath and that energetic body. Or maybe it's arms out wide, palms facing up, armpits open to tune into that bliss body here, that sense of openness and welcoming. Wherever you find yourself here, take a few moments, make any adjustments that will allow you to be as comfortable as possible in this moment. And then tune into the breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow your breath is moving, how deep or shallow it is. Just feel into that movement of air. And notice too, as you lay in this posture, this sense of openness, welcoming, emptiness, and bliss that comes from just being right here in this present moment. There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to be. You're sanctioned to just live here, to just be here for these next few moments, totally welcoming your experience, allowing yourself to just rest in a sense of peace, of ease. For final relaxation, you are welcome to stay right here if this is comfortable for you. Otherwise, you're also welcome to extend one leg or the other for fallen tree. You can extend both legs for traditional final relaxation. You're also welcome to lay on your side or on your belly if that feels more comfortable for you. Or you're welcome to return to a seated position, maybe giving lotus a try if you'd like to turn this final part of your practice into a seated meditation. Notice what feels right for you, making those adjustments as makes sense for you. And then continue to be here with the breath. Notice that sense of spaciousness, openness, sense of welcoming that comes from simply resting right here. No agenda, no worries. And if you find that the thoughts, emotions, physical sensations start to creep in and vie for your attention, notice that your mind has gone away from being present here. Then come back to the present moment, back to your inhales and your exhales. If it feels right for you, you can come back to that mantra we used at the beginning of practice. Inhale, I am. Exhale, empty. Inhale, I am. Exhale, empty. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know I'm watching the time and I respect yours, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and rest right here. To practice peace in ourselves is to minimize the number of words between this and that feeling, or this and that perception. And we can then have real peace with others as well. Bringing your attention back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And slowly exhaling the breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Move the arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you said at the beginning of your practice. Answer the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale as you make your way on up into a seated position, and we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into the sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. We inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, we drop them back and down. Hands find a comfortable spot, whether on the knees, palms up or down, or in the lap, or at heart center. Closing the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this Crown Chakra Hatha practice. It's the fourth practice in the little mini Crown Chakra series and the final class in the full body awakening series. If you've been with me from the start, thank you so much. And if you just jumped in, thank you for joining me for just this class. It was great to have you. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow Wild Blue Yonder Media on YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram at Wild Blue Yonder Yoga. And if you like this practice, if you like my yoga and meditations that I offer, please do make sure to share that with someone that you think would enjoy this practice. That's how others discover me. So thank you so much for being with me here. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next practice. Bye.